Hi everyone, here we are. It's week 5 or unit 5. We're just about halfway through the course. I want to first remind you that the midterm exam is there. There are 30 multiple choice questions covering chapters 1 through 9. Each question is worth 10 points, 300 points. Do your best. The time limit says 60 minutes. If you go a little bit over that, don't worry about it. I won't mark you off any points for that. If you go more than 2 hours, then I will probably start taking off a few points for going over the time. But I want you to do your best so I don't strictly adhere to that 60-minute time limit. The system should not shut you off. I still want to keep track of how long it takes people to do these, and that is the way to do it. But again, it won't shut you off, and I want you to just do your best, so don't worry about the time limit. And then let's look at the reading for this week. It's chapters 8 and 9 in your textbook. And chapter 8 is about Medicare, and chapter 9 is about Medicaid. Remember, they're different programs. Medicare is primarily for the elderly. There are some other qualifications that allow people to qualify for Medicare, but generally Medicare is for the elderly, and Medicaid is for economically disadvantaged. Again, there are some other criteria that allow qualification, but generally that's who it's for. So in looking at the discussion for this week, it talks primarily about Medicare, which remember was chapter 8, and the different transformations. There were 4 eras in Medicare's history. You're going to be looking at those and writing your post on that, including what changes are coming to Medicare as a result from the Affordable Care Act. There's lots of good information available on that, not only in your textbook, but other sources as well. Then the Unit 5 assignment talks about Medicaid, which is Chapter 9. You're going to talk about different views of Medicaid, reasons for increased Medicaid expenditure. What is the big reason? It can truthfully be said that Medicaid is not just the poor people's program. Again, your assignment should be 1 to 2 pages in length. Make it more than a page. That's always safe for these 1 to 2 pages. Support your assignment with at least 1 credible source. This may be one of your course readings, the textbook, or some of the additional learning resources. And be sure to write your citations and references using APA formatting. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is a little bit about using APA style in references and citations. I have put in here a link to another great source other than our online library for APA references and citations. It's the OWL Online Writing Lab at Purdue University. And this is what it looks like. It is a whole manual on APA format. So if we go into the APA style, we're going to look at the formatting and style guide. And it tells you how to do in-text citations and reference list items. So let's look at how to do some of these for a couple of our textbook and another source that we have in our additional learning resources this week. Just consider this your little bonus for listening to the lecture. I'll know actually who did listen to the lecture if you can do these right. All right, when we look at on the Purdue University site and look at the different things on references and citations, and in doing so, let's learn how to format the reference and citation for the textbook. You're going to list the authors like this, the year, the title, the city and state, and the publisher, and also where you retrieved it from. And we can just put online.vitalsource.com for that. And now remember that also as per APA. We need this to be hanging indent, which a lot of you don't remember to do. It's hard to do on the discussion boards, but in your papers I want hanging indent. You highlight your reference, and you go up here to your paragraph launcher, and you're going to go down here to the indentation part. And you just click on special, and you choose hanging. And you see how it changed it down here. Now click OK, and it changes it here. When you do a citation for the textbook, which is within the text to tell at each sentence that uses information from the textbook, either in quotations or in summary, you use the author's name, the year, and the page number. The page number will be different depending on what page you get the information from. But this is how you do a citation for the textbook. And then also, one of our additional learning resources brings you to the Health Affairs website and links you to an article on the political economy of Medicare. So let's look at how to do a reference and citation for that. For the Health Affairs article, this is the information you need, and you can use the DOI information instead of a link here. Again, to put this in hanging indent, highlight it, go to your paragraph launcher, and pick hanging indent. Go OK. And for your citation, it's just the author's last name, the year, and the page number. Oh, and don't forget a period at the end. Sorry, I forgot that. Put the period at the end. All right. That's how you do references and citations for the textbook and for the Health Affairs article. So there's your link to the online writing lab. And then this is the article I was talking about, the political economy of Medicare. And this is what the article looks like when you get into it. Health Affairs briefs are a great source, and you can actually access this not only on the web, but there is a web app, or not a web app, I'm sorry, an iPad app called Health Affairs, where you can access the briefs also. It has just a little different look, but there's a tab that says briefs, and you can access all of the briefs that are archived there, and that is a great source for information. So just a tip on using your iPad for that. So there are a bunch of other good additional learning resources. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid is always a good source for information on Medicare and Medicaid, and that looks like this. CMS.gov, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. You can search for your topics up here. The information here is very good. It's a government source on government programs. You'll get very factual information. You will get government information, of course. If you want other information, non-government information, you can search in the online library for that. Okay, have a great week. If you need to contact me on the Instant Messenger, be sure to send me your ID on the Instant Messenger, and look at the information that's available here in the instructor link to make sure that you find my hours that I'm available on that. But please don't forget to send me your user ID so that I know who you are. All right, have a great week, and email me or instant message me at those hours if you have any questions.